everyone, welcome back to Crochet and Crime, where I crochet and I tell true crime stories. Today we'll be talking about Helen Patricia Moore. And this case isn't really that much talked about, which is kind of upsetting because this story is absolutely crazy. But here I am to tell you guys about Helen Patricia Moore. And I would like to put out a quick disclaimer, this story does get into child endangerment and child murders. So yeah, if you're not into any of that stuff, I suggest you click away from this video. And yeah, with that, let's get into it. This story takes place in the late 1970s in Australia in a small town called Claymore. Helen, she had two younger brothers and a mother and a stepfather, so everything was normal with this family from an outside perspective. And at a young age, Helen was a very destructive child. She would rip toys, and she was very aggressive with her mother, and her mom was genuinely concerned, and she believed that something was wrong with Helen, begone Satan type of something that was happening. Helen would be very sweet around other people, but when Helen would get home, it was an automatic screaming and throwing tantrum. And so eventually, when Helen was a bit older, around 13 or 14, she was playing a game with her brother, and she ended up losing the game, and she attacked her brother. So her mom had enough and took her to a doctor to get a psychological evaluation. And when the doctor talked to the mom, he said that Helen was a perfect angel. She could do no harm. The doctor then goes to the mom and starts letting her have it. How dare you make up these lies about your daughter? She's just professionally diagnosed as a perfect angel. Obviously she can do no wrong. And so the doctor prescribes Helen's mother with Valium. Also, I have zero clue what Valium is. Whenever I looked it up, it was to treat anxiety and muscle spasms, I think is what it said. I don't know if it was different in the 1970s and they were oh, this is for crazy mothers who think that their daughters is gonna blow up the world. So now let's skip to 1978 when Helen is now 16 and is working for an information center for the community. And something I didn't mention about Helen is that she is really close with her little brother Andrew. They have a mother-son type of bond. They're super close. And she's always babysitting him. She loved the kid and she realized how much she loved him and how she loved babysitting. So she's guess this should be a job for me. I can go out there and babysit other kids. So on this bulletin board at her job, she advertised her babysitting business, and she was happy. She loved that she was going to be able to give something to her small community. Unfortunately, her younger brother Andrew passed away in his sleep at just 2 years old, and obviously Helen was devastated. And then, out of the blue, another baby dies in its sleep. 16-month-old Suzanne, who was Helen's cousin. And Helen was babysitting Suzanne the night of her death. Suspicious, maybe? Not pointing any fingers, just pointing toes. Maybe a little subtle nod towards old Helen there. No, doesn't count. So Jessie, Helen's mom, heard this news and was Helen, you killed a baby? Helen denied it and screamed at her mom, and her mom was okay, and did not push any further. And on a separate day, Helen is babysitting a baby named Vaughn, and Vaughn randomly has a seizure, and he survives, but it was a random seizure. So Jesse confronts Helen again, and Helen is like, the fuck, Mom? Why are you still blaming me? And so Jesse apologizes, and she feels bad because she just accused her daughter of attempted murder and actual murder. So in 1980, Helen is babysitting 2-year-old Aaron Crocker, and he randomly has a seizure. Helen calls the ambulance, and Aaron was in a coma for 2 weeks, and when he woke up, he couldn't walk and he was blind. And he lived, but not too long, and he died from complications due to those injuries that he had suffered. Helen ended up babysitting once more. She babysat a 2-year-old girl named Rachel, and Rachel died from a crib death. She was found that next morning, I believe, by her parents, and still no one was finding it weird that every child that Helen was babysitting had either died or was attacked in some way and left with some injury. On March 31st of 1980, Peter, Helen's half-brother, died in her care. And that's when her mom was like, okay, I've had enough. It's been you all along. And so Jesse calls the police and is like, right here, this girl did it. Pointing all the fingers, toes, and subtly nodding. But not so subtly because she just pointed her out. So Helen, she didn't deny shit when she was taken in. She made the doctor believe her mom was crazy, but as soon as she was taken into police custody, she stated it loud and clear that she attacked and killed those babies, and she did not give two craps about it. She was actually kind of proud of it whenever she was talking about it, and that just made it even more terrifying to be with, like, in that room with her. Like, imagine how freaking terrifying that is, like, with any serial killer, but still, like, that's terrifying. Helen was sentenced to 3 life sentences and an additional 10 years for the attempted murder, so Helen is out. She was released in 1999 on parole and is living in Australia somewhere. So I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be right back. Alright, here are the finished products. They are a whole bunch of different little granny squares that I'm gonna be adding to my granny square collection. And this will be going towards the blanket that I'm gonna be making, and yeah. So difficult. And plus I still have a lot of this yarn left over, and I wanted to get rid of it, but so yeah, this case was absolutely heartbreaking, and you know, there was like so much going on, and yeah, you know, the story was just absolutely crazy. And I hope you enjoyed this story, and you know, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, share with all your friends, share with the demons in your closet. Hi, Steve. Anyways, so I will see you all next week, hopefully. And also, thank you guys so much for 55 subscribers. That is absolutely crazy. I was even surprised I even got 10, but that's absolutely amazing, and I cannot thank you guys enough. And just thank you all for like the love and support that you guys have been giving me on my videos. I'm not like the best YouTuber ever. I still like stutter a lot, and I'm just a mess, but still, thank you all so much. It really means a lot, and I'm gonna stop before I continue blabbering on. So yeah, again, thank you all so much. You guys are amazing, and yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night, and I hope to see you next week.